This question isn't just rhetorical. It's an invitation to self-reflection, the first step on a transformative journey toward freedom and inner peace. The Stoic philosophy, which has its roots in ancient wisdom, offers a compelling way out of these shadows. As the famous Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you'll be able to move on with your life. The art of letting go. Letting go is a skill that needs to be practiced, patiently understood, and deeply understood. It's not enough to just want to move on from the past. We have to consciously choose to live in the present, let go of the things that weigh us down, and plan a path toward a future free of the chains of the past. But how does one begin to untangle the complicated web of memories, emotions, and attachments? Epicurus taught us that people are upset not by things, but by how they think about them. How do we follow his advice? We will talk about 7 core principles from Stoic philosophy in this talk. Each one will serve as a lighthouse to help us let go of our past through a mix of moving stories, classic words from Stoic experts, and questions that you can answer yourself. To show you the way to a life where the past, with all of its lessons and scars, is a way to get to a present full of growth, ethics, and happiness. Are you ready to let go of the past and enjoy the freedom that comes with it? If you're ready to start this important journey, click here. On the road, get ready to comment. Show that you're ready to learn more about the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Let's go on the journey of letting go together and find out what happiness and peace are really all about. Principle number 1, enjoy the moment you're in. In the chaos of life's demands, the Stoic principle of focusing on the present moment shines like a lighthouse, leading us to inner peace and happiness. A great thinker in Stoic philosophy named Marcus Aurelius said it so well: "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions." This deep insight makes us think, how often do we lose sight of the present because we're caught up in the shadows of the past? Imagine the journey of a successful business owner who was once weighed down by the weight of past mistakes. Each mistake cast a shadow over the present's possibilities, but it was the momentous decision to anchor in the present that a change began. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, the focus shifted to the opportunities and lessons of the present. This change is not only a story of business success, but also a testament to the power of the present. Have you ever noticed that the richest moments are when you are fully in the present? Whether you are enjoying the subtleties of a well-prepared meal, feeling the energizing touch of a breeze on your skin, or watching a child laugh, these experiences remind us of the joy that is available to us in the present. Marcus Aurelius asks us to ask ourselves if we are focusing on what is in front of us or if we are lost in distractions. It's easy to miss the present because we're stuck in the never-ending loop of what was and what could be. But think of the peace, joy, and success that await those who choose to live in the present. Let's get ideas from those who have been brave enough to live by this Stoic principle. Think of an artist who finds happiness in every stroke of the brush and isn't tied to the praise of galleries. Think of a writer who loves what they do. As we think about this, the act of creation was not affected by the ghosts of past complaints or the hope of future praise. Let us listen to Marcus Aurelius's wise words and the stories of people who have lived by this concept. This word shouldn't just be a thought, it should be a call to action. Ask yourself, what beauty, joy, and wisdom does this very moment hold for me? This will push you to live in the present more. By focusing on the present, we can let go of regrets from the past and the worries of an uncertain future. To live a peaceful, happy, and successful life, you must first make the easy but profound choice to live in the present. It's easy to lose sight of the beauty and importance of the present moment when life is so busy and full of distractions. Still, being able to enjoy and value the present moment can make you happier, more fulfilled, and more at peace. Practice being mindful, which means focusing on the present moment without judging it. Mindfulness is a way to train your mind to fully experience whatever you're having at the moment, like the taste of your coffee in the morning, the sun on your skin, or the laughs of your loved ones. Mindfulness meditation and other mindfulness techniques that you can do every day can help you enjoy each moment more. Let go of the past and the future. People often worry about the future or think about things they wish they could change in the past, which keeps them from fully experiencing the moment. Learn to let go of the past and stop worrying about what might happen in the future. You should instead focus on what you can change right now and enjoy the present. Develop gratitude. Being grateful is a strong way to shift your attention from what you don't have to what you do have. Every day, take some time to think about what you're thankful for, like a friend who is there for you, a tasty meal, or a beautiful sunset. You'll easily become more aware of how rich each moment is if you practice gratitude. Do things that make you happy. Make an effort to put things that make you happy and fulfilled at the top of your list. Whether it's a hobby, spending time with friends and family, or getting lost in nature, doing things that are in line with your values and hobbies can help you enjoy the present moment more. Accept impermanence. Know that life is always changing and that each moment is short. Instead of fighting change, accept it as a necessary part of being human. Realizing that life is short-lived can help you value each moment more and enjoy it more. It takes purpose, patience, and dedication to practice learning to enjoy the present moment. By applying these 5 lessons to your daily life, you can become more present, grateful, and joyful, which will help you enjoy every moment to the fullest. So, take a deep breath, look around, and enjoy the beauty of the present moment. Life is going on right now, after all. Principle number 2, detach from external validation. How often have you performed for an audience that didn't know it was part of your show? You were looking for acceptance, likes, and compliments to show that your choices or creations were good. Isn't it tiring to keep running behind a line of acceptance and agreement that you can never reach? Our never-ending search for approval from others wears us out and takes our attention away from our real path, leaving us feeling empty and cut off from our essence. Epictetus, a great example of Stoic philosophy, teaches us deeply about the importance of focusing on what we can control and the foolishness of caring too much about what other people think. He tells us to have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This, along with his advice in the idiom to only worry about things that are within our power, highlights the Stoic path to mental freedom and self-sufficiency. Imagine an artist who paints not for praise, but for the sheer joy of it. Each brushstroke is not a cry for attention, but a reflection of their inner world. This artist represents the Stoic goal of putting internal rewards ahead of outward ones, finding happiness in the act instead of the receiving. Starting the process of letting go of the need for outside acceptance starts with self-reflection. Ask yourself, whose approval am I seeking? Understanding why we depend on other people's opinions is the first step to freedom. Also, doing things that make you happy without caring about what other people think is freeing. When was the last time you followed a hobby just for the fun it brought you, not the praise it might earn? Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, thinks about how well he likes himself. Your way of thinking says that you don't need much to be happy. It's all inside you. This makes us want to match our goals with our inner values, which leads to true fulfillment. There are many real-life examples of people who have freed themselves from the chains of seeking approval from others. For example, an entrepreneur who shifts their focus from winning investors' approval to creating value based on their own vision and the impact on the community shows how the journey from seeking approval from others to finding inner satisfaction can lead to deep peace as we go through life. Think about this. Are we living for our own happiness or for the short-lived approval of others? The first step to a peaceful, happy, and successful life is to recognize our own worth, regardless of what other people think of us. This is a call to action to focus on ourselves and create a life where our peace and self-esteem are not threatened by other people's opinions. Today, how will you enjoy the pleasure of validating yourself? Your thoughts could help someone else. Share them with us in the comments. People often get approval from outside sources, such as friends, societal norms, or accomplishments. Being able to separate yourself from this outside approval can be a very freeing experience. It means getting your confidence, sense of worth, and happiness from inside yourself, instead of looking for praise from other people. Self-awareness. Becoming more self-aware is the first step toward letting go of outward validation. Learn about your goals, beliefs, strengths, and weaknesses. Know when and why you look for approval from outside sources. Being self-aware is the first step to building confidence and strength from the inside out. Embrace your flaws. The need for external approval often comes from wanting to look perfect to other people. But real growth and being yourself come from accepting your flaws. Keep in mind that making mistakes and failing are normal parts of being human. When you accept your flaws, you depend less on outside approval for your sense of self-worth. Internal approval. Instead of looking for approval from other people, focus on building up your own internal validation. Figure out how to value your own efforts, growth, and accomplishments, even if no one else does. Love yourself, be kind to yourself, and accept yourself. Mindfulness and thanks can help you find happiness in the present. Set your own standards for success. Question social rules and common ideas of what it means to be successful. Use your beliefs, interests, and personal goals to help you define success. Know that success is different for everyone and includes many things in life, like relationships, mental growth, and health. When you align with your true meaning of success, you make yourself less vulnerable to judgment from other people. Ask for feedback. Smartly, recognize the worth of constructive feedback from trusted sources while stepping away from external validation. Spend time with people who will help you and really want to see you grow. Be willing to learn and get better, but be careful about how you use comments. In the end, believe your gut and inner wisdom to help you find your way. Getting away from outside approval is a freeing process that lets you live your life as it really is, on your own terms. It helps you become more self-aware, confident, and happy on the inside, which makes you stronger when faced with stresses from the outside. Accept this trip as a way to learn more about yourself and gain power. Principle number 3, quality over quantity. The accumulation of things, accomplishments, and experiences is often seen as the measure of success in our time. The Stoic philosophy offers a profound counter-narrative. Seek better, not more. This timeless wisdom, echoed by Seneca's words, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor," serves as a guiding light for those seeking a life of true fulfillment and tranquility. Consider Ella's inspiring journey as an example. Ella realized she was missing something inside, which made her embrace the Stoic principle of quality over quantity. She bravely decided to simplify her life, focusing on nurturing a few deep, meaningful relationships and committing herself to a few passions that really fired her spirit. This life-changing choice brought her a lot of happiness and peace, as well as a sense of richness that no amount of money could buy. Have you ever thought about what really makes your life rich? Is it the number of friends you have on social media? How many things you own? How close your relationships are? And how well your actions are in line with your core values? Marcus, a famous artist, is used in the story to show how powerful this philosophical idea is. Marcus turned down the allure of commercial success in order to make art that spoke to his deepest beliefs, even though it meant facing criticism and financial uncertainty. His choice to prioritize authenticity and depth over poupity and profit eventually led to a fulfilling career with a loyal following and critical acclaim. Seneca said that true wealth is not having more but needing less as we go through life's challenges. Marcus's journey shows this to be true. The Stoic call to value quality over number is a lighthouse that reminds us to rethink what success and happiness mean to us. It makes us think, are we after shadows or light? Let us then accept the call to build a life with depth and meaning, one in which our relationships have meaning. We shouldn't judge pursuits and things by how many we have, but by how much value they add to our lives. By doing this, we not only honor the essence of Stoicism, but also pave the way for a peaceful, happy, and successful life. As you think about your own journey, think about this. Could you make some changes today to value the wealth of quality over the abundance of quantity? How might this change your life and your legacy? Principle number 4, power over reactions. If you choose not to be hurt, you won't feel hurt. If you feel hurt, you have been hurt. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic thinkers, said this powerful thing that sums up Stoicism. This deep statement is a lighthouse of wisdom, shedding light on how to control our responses to the problems that come up in life. But how can we apply this Stoic principle to our everyday lives? How can we change how we deal with problems, criticism, and setbacks so that we can live a happier, more peaceful life? Think about the story of Malala Yousafzai, a young woman who went through terrible things and showed amazing calmness and strength after being attacked for supporting girls' education. Malala didn't hold on to her anger or look for revenge. Instead, she used what happened to her to bring about change around the world. Focusing on education and peace, her response to almost fatal trouble shows the Stoic belief that we have the power to control how we respond to things that happen around us. We should think about how we handle problems after reading Malala's story. Do we give in to our anger and hatred, or do we choose to understand and care about others? It's not what happens to you that counts, but how you deal with it, as another famous Stoic said. This feeling makes us think about how we can change our lives. When someone criticizes us, do we let it make us feel bad about ourselves, or do we see it as a chance to grow and get better? If you're unfairly criticized at work, your first instinct might be to defend yourself or let it ruin your day. But if you follow Stoic wisdom, you could see this criticism as a chance to look at your work objectively, learn from any good points, and get rid of anything that isn't helpful. Spirit's use of interactive questions and quotes from Stoic thinkers not only helps us understand these ideas better, but it also pushes us to put them into practice. What will you do when you're faced with a situation that makes you test your patience or question your point of view? Will you let outside events decide how happy you are, or will you find strength in being able to choose how you react? Aristotle once said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." Understand this, and you will be strong. Let this be a call to action for all of us. If we follow the Stoic principle of controlling our responses, we can let go of past hurts and approach life with more peace and balance. Let us try to deal with life's unexpected turns with understanding and strength. Making the way for a happy and successful life, remember that your reactions have the power to shape the story of your life. How will you write your story? Please share your thoughts on this topic. To inspire yourself to write your wonderful life story, leave a comment below. Power over reactions means being able to keep your emotions and responses in check in different scenarios, especially ones that are hard or stressful. It means being aware of, controlling, and understanding your emotions so that you don't respond too strongly or too quickly. People can handle tough situations, keep relationships strong, and make smart choices when they have control over their reactions. Self-awareness. Know what makes you feel bad and how you usually respond to it. Knowledge of the events or situations that make you feel strongly can help you plan and better control your answers. Regulation of feelings. Come up with ways to keep your emotions in check when things get tough. You can stay calm and collected by doing things like deep breathing, being mindful, and changing the way you think about negative ideas. Stop and think. Before moving without thinking, take a moment to stop and think about what's going on. Think about what will happen if you do what you want to do, and whether your answer fits with your values and goals. How to talk to people. To control responses in social situations, you need to be able to communicate clearly, to present yourself in a healthy way, and handle disagreements without making your feelings worse. Practice active listening, empathy, and assertiveness. Adaptability. Know that you don't have to have a strong emotional response to everything. Develop the ability to be flexible and adaptable so that you can handle different situations in the right way, whether that means showing empathy, setting limits, or working together to find answers. People can gain control over their reactions and become more emotionally intelligent and resilient by using these lessons in their personal and work lives. Principle number 5. Try to grow when things go wrong. The crucible, which the Stoics thought built character and strength, is often feared and avoided. Seneca, a great figure in the Stoic school, made a powerful observation. Tests of fire gold, going through tests, men of bravery. He said something very important. We only find out what we're really capable of when we face and overcome challenges. This Stoic concept tells us to see our problems not as impossible problems to solve, but as chances to grow and change as people. Think about Nelson Mandela's amazing life. He turned 27 years in prison into a strong journey of forgiveness, peace, and leadership. Mandela spent 27 years in prison for speaking out against apartheid in South Africa. When he got out, he wasn't angry or bitter, but with a vision of peace and reconciliation for his country. His hardships became the basis for his wisdom and leadership. During his time in prison, Mandela could have given up or become depressed, but he chose to use his time to think, learn, and make plans for a future where all South Africans could live together in peace. His determination to a concept that fits well with Stoic thought, imagining how strong of a person had to be to turn decades of imprisonment into a platform for unity and peace. Mandela's strength makes us think, how can we turn our own problems into opportunities for growth? Can we find the strength to forgive and see beyond our own pain to a greater good, like Mandela did? Epictetus the Great once said that what counts is not what happens to you, but how you handle it. Mandela's life is a great example of this because even though he went through a lot of hardship, he didn't seek revenge. Instead, he sought peace and understanding. This choice didn't make his problems go away. Instead, it turned them into a source of strength and knowledge. From being a prisoner to becoming president, Mandela's story is a strong reminder that our hardest times can lead to our biggest successes. It forces us to look at our lives in a new way, beyond the pain of our problems, and to imagine a future that isn't shaped by our grudges from the past, but by our ability to grow, forgive, and change by following the Stoic principle of looking for growth in hardship. Let us be inspired by Nelson Mandela's life and face our problems with courage, believing that they hold the seeds of future wisdom. Let us also remember that how we deal with problems can determine the course of our lives. When we see things this way, every problem becomes a chance to become a stronger, more caring person who can make the world a better place. Principle number 6, the search for virtue. The ancient Stoics had a deep knowledge of how people work, and they taught us that virtues like wisdom and courage are important. To live a fulfilling life, you need to be fair and just. Musonius Rufus, a Stoic philosopher, makes a beautiful comparison between virtue-based care for our souls and virtue-based care for our bodies, showing that excess and neglect hurt both. But how can we live these chess virtues in a time when superficial achievements often overshadow ethical behavior? During World War II, Japanese diplomat Chiun Sugihara put his career and the safety of his family at risk to help thousands of Jewish refugees escape the Holocaust by giving them visas, even though his government told him not to. Sugihara did this even though it was clearly against the rules, showing Stoic virtues in the face of overwhelming hardship. His story makes us think about the problems we face today. How can we show that we are so determined to always do the right thing? A lot of personal risk. Something Seneca, a Stoic thinker, says that morality is the only good thing. This insight tells us that real happiness doesn't come from outside success, but from developing virtue. It makes us think about our lives and what we do. Guided by integrity, even when it's not handy, do we have the guts to stand by our beliefs, even if it means being by ourselves? Imagine a world where everyone makes moral choices every day. This is not a romantic dream. It is a realistic goal that starts with the decisions we make every day. Do we choose the easy way that only benefits us, or do we choose justice and fairness, even if it means making sacrifices? The path to virtue is one of constant growth and self-improvement. We will fail and be tested morally, but the true test of virtue is not never falling, but how we get back up after each fall. Do we learn from our mistakes and try to be better, or do we give up? Let us then draw inspiration from this. Marcus Aurelius tells us to let virtue be our response, our guiding star, and our way forward. Your reflection is important, so I have a small task for you. Please paraphrase Marcus Aurelius's teachings by saying that the best way to get back at someone who hurt you is to be unlike them. Please share your unique point of view below. The search for virtue is an age-old goal that all people share. It goes beyond countries, religions, and times, representing the never-ending search for moral excellence and right behavior. Throughout history, philosophers, theologians, and other thinkers from a wide range of backgrounds have tried to define and pursue virtue, often seeing it as an important part of both a healthy community and a happy individual. Virtue includes many different traits, like being honest, having ethics, being brave, caring, and smart. It's not enough to just follow moral rules. You also need to work on developing the inner traits that help you do good things and live a good life. People who are looking for virtue think about themselves and interact with the world around them. They try to make sure that their thoughts, actions, and plans are in line with principles of goodness and righteousness. Self-reflection. The first step toward virtue is to look inside yourself. People need to be honest and humble about their skills and weaknesses as they think about their values, beliefs, and actions. Being aware of yourself is the first step toward moral and emotional growth. Learning from role models. Having role models to look up to is a great way to grow in virtue. Seeing people who are morally good, whether they are historical figures, fictional characters, or real people from today, can help you navigate the way to moral excellence, discipline, and practice. Virtue isn't just a concept, it needs to be put into practice and worked at with discipline. Developing traits like patience, kindness, and toughness takes regular practice, often when things get hard or you want to give up. When you do good things over and over again, they become habits that shape your character and behavioral group and accountability. Pursuing virtue is helped by being part of a group that supports each other and encourages accountability. Talking about moral issues, doing community service, and getting advice from trusted peers are all things that can help you develop and maintain good behavior. Accepting imperfection and growth. People who are searching for virtue know that mistakes and failures are going to happen because people are imperfect by nature. They don't give up or give in to despair. Instead, they see these problems as chances to grow and start over, and they keep trying to be morally perfect with strength and drive. The main idea of the search for virtue is that it is a lifelong journey of self-awareness, practice, community, and improvement. It's an effort that goes beyond individual goals and helps make the world a better place and help people reach their full potential. Principle number 7, know and accept your fate. Stoicism, with its deep wisdom, shows us how to deal with the unpredictable parts of life with grace and strength. The idea of understanding and accepting fate, or amor fati, is at the heart of this theory. It tells us to enjoy our life's story with all of its twists and turns. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, says, "Accept the things that fate binds you and love the people that fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This deep acceptance doesn't mean giving up, but rather realizing that every moment holds a chance for growth, love, and understanding. Remember President Nelson Mandela's life story that we just talked about in the last part of the video? He had to spend 27 years in prison. Most people would see this as a tragic waste of precious years, but Mandela saw it as an important part of his story that made him a leader who could change a nation with compassion and forgiveness. His journey shows amor fati, a deep acceptance that led to a legacy of peace that has never been seen before. In light of Mandela's life, we should think about how we can use our problems as opportunities to grow. Start living each day as if it were its own life. Seneca's summons encourages us to think deeply about this and to enjoy every moment. When bad things happen, we should ask ourselves, what can this teach me? How can this strengthen my character? These kinds of questions change our view from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. Yet another Stoic sage further challenges us by saying, it's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it. His words remind us that our power lies in how we react to fate. When the unexpected happens, do we let it bring us down, or do we rise with dignity, learning and growing from the experience? The practice of amor fati is a journey that requires courage and self-reflection. It's about finding the beauty in our stories. Even when the story twists we didn't see coming, we're told to love our fate. Not with resignation, but with thanks for all the ways it shapes us. Embrace amor fati. Don't just think about it, make it real. Start today and let accepting your fate turn your life into a story of peace, happiness, and success. Remember that the things that happen in our lives don't define us. How we react to them does. How will you choose to react by following the calm path? Fate weaves in and out of our lives like a huge tapestry, creating our experiences and directing our path. Whether we think fate is set in stone or shaped by the choices we make, accepting it can help us grow deeply and find peace within ourselves. We'll talk about what it means to accept fate, learn from its lessons, and find comfort in its embrace. Recognize the uncontrollable. Fate often sends us situations we can't change, which helps us understand how limited our power is. Accepting that some things are going to happen no matter what is called embracing fate. Give in to the flow. Fighting fate only makes you angry and resistant. When we let go and go with the flow of life, we make room for new possibilities and chances that are in line with our fate. Discover meaning in adversity. Even when bad things happen, fate gives us lessons and chances to grow. Accepting your fate means finding meaning in problems and using them to grow as a person. Trust the process. If you want to believe in fate, you have to believe that the world is naturally ordered. When we let go of the need to be in charge of everything, we let fate take its own time and course, leading us to our real path. Develop resilience. If you want to accept your fate, you need to be able to handle uncertainty and change. We can handle the ups and downs of life with courage and confidence if we work on our inner strength and ability to adapt. In the path of life, knowing and accepting our fate is not a sign of weakness. It shows how strong and smart we are. We can start a journey of deep self-discovery and spiritual growth by accepting what we can't change, going with the flow, finding meaning in hardship, trusting the process, and building up our resolve. Accept your fate, because it holds the key to your most important trip. We've gone over 7 deep principles that are meant to free us from the chains of our past. From being aware of every passing moment to bravely accepting fate, Stoicism shows us the way to inner peace and true happiness. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This timeless advice tells us to be strong, to be resilient, to be good, and to enjoy the simple things in life. Let these ideas help you let go of the weight of the past and step into the light of the present with an open heart and spirit. Let us use this knowledge as a compass to guide our life journeys with grace, courage, and a calm heart. Join me on this quest for a peaceful, joyful, and humane existence, where the art of letting go changes not only our lives, but also the world around us. We believe that everyone's journey is different, so please share your story in the comments section below this video. It could be a challenge you overcame or something else.